Hello and welcome back to my channel. Where have I been? Did I fail my 12-week year plan? Well, stick around and we'll talk about it. So I've actually been gone because we have been sick. On Thanksgiving, I ended up testing positive for COVID. I was unfortunately around my family, but nobody else got it. Thank goodness. When I ended up getting a fever on Thanksgiving, I was a bit suspicious that either it was the flu or COVID. My husband was not with us at the time. He had to stay behind because he had to work. He ended up testing himself Thanksgiving night and he ended up positive. So as soon as he said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's for sure COVID. So I just kind of stayed away from my family. And then Friday, after I was feeling better, I ended up going to go get tested just to confirm. And yes, I did in fact come back with being positive with COVID. My kids were tested multiple times. They never ended up being positive for it. So we don't know if they ended up having it and not showing any symptoms and then passing it on to my husband and I. Nonetheless, I felt bad on Thursday because I had a fever and felt fine until Monday, where I started developing cold symptoms. So congested. And I thought it was really odd because I worked as a COVID nurse and none of my patients were ever congested. I don't remember any of them using so many Kleenexes and coughing up so much sputum. So I don't know if we ended up getting COVID and then right after ending up having a cold too. But regardless, I knew that I needed to spend time resting. And so the week following Thanksgiving, I decided to drop all of my things that I had planned and to just rest. And I hardly even took care of the house, which then turned into the house being a disaster. So the following week after that, after resting, I ended up just really focusing on getting the house back together. I didn't have much capacity to really do these goals that I have set out for myself. And so, lo and behold, I am deciding that this week is now my week 4. Do I feel like a failure? No, not really, because honestly, life just kind of happens. But I think the biggest thing for achieving goals is to really just keep going. I have lost 15 pounds. I think that's where I'm at this time in my weight loss journey. And through that time, I had actually gained 5 pounds, and then I decided to get back on track, and I lost 5 pounds. And so, yeah, consistency, I think, is the biggest thing on achieving your goals. So let's talk about where I am currently with these goals while I'm in week 4 right now. As far as my YouTube goal, well, I've not posted. So I don't know how I'm doing on my trending stuff. We'll talk about that in my week 4 review, but I am posting this as a quick update video. As far as my relationship with my daughter, wow, it is going wonderfully. I have been pouring my heart and my soul into getting a better relationship with my daughter and with my kids and really understanding how to parent differently. I have been doing positive parenting for a very long time, but I recently came across a parenting style called connective parenting. I've been listening to the Peace and Parenting podcast since before I started this 12-week year, I believe anyways. It's all kind of like running together, but I really have been listening to a lot of that. I've been reading a lot of different books as well. So I would say I'm probably far exceeding in this goal because I am feeling very passionate about this right now at this moment in my life. And so I have actually decided to join the Instagram subscription that she is offering to get more help on this new way of parenting. I also recently found a book that I'm absolutely going to buy. I'm listening to it as an audiobook right now. It's called Peaceful Parents, Happy Kids. And she also has a second book called Peaceful Parent, Happy Siblings, because my children do fight and I don't know how to come in and interact with them better. I'm still coming in at interacting them with them as a reactive parent. So I need to learn more about that. So it's really been a huge journey of learning not to get triggered when I'm listening to tantrums or big feelings, or it's a whole thing. I am learning so much. My third goal, which I believe was to get my house organized. Okay, that's pretty much not happening because my goal on my actual plan was to get the shelf liners into my kitchen, which I dragged my feet on this. I did not do it. I didn't want to do it. Our drawers are not standard size to what the shelf liner is. So you have to cut it the horizontal way and the vertical way. So you have to cut it twice. And it's so many measurements. I've done some of it and I knew how tedious it was. So I think now going forward, my husband and I actually over the weekend, well, he got started on it. He decided to rearrange the whole bedroom. I don't know if you can see that. We have the dresser here and it was not there before. And he moved these over some. The bookcase was not here. The bookcase was actually behind me. So the whole bedroom is a little bit differently set up. And I think part of not getting the kitchen fully organized to what I want it is because the dishes and all the daily stuff is happening in the kitchen and I don't feel like I'm caught up with that, especially then getting sick. Whereas in the bedroom, like it pretty much just stays because the kids aren't in here. So I think what I'm going to do for the rest of the 12-week year plan is to then just start with the bedroom so then I can feel relaxed about my space in here so I can come in at night and really feel like this is kind of my sleeping sanctuary. So I think that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my 12-week year plan is go through here and decide what needs to be organized. Surprisingly, I did actually end up finding 5 boxes in the garage for books that need to get put on the bookshelf, and we went through and we decluttered almost a whole box of books as well. So although I didn't follow the plan that I had written out like it was, I've been slowly stepping into my goal of having my house organized. As far as my fourth goal, which is to get to 120 pounds, well, over the week that I rested, actually over the 2 weeks that I really rested, I did not go to the gym. The second week, I did end up going to the gym just to walk. I did not feel up to lifting weights. I just kind of really listened to my body and what my body felt like it needed. But I can say this week, which is going to be my week 4, I lifted weights today. I feel like I am back to myself. I'm not congested. I don't even think I blew my nose today, which is awesome. So feeling a lot better about that. And my goal is to just continue to do the 3 days of lifting weights and the 1 day of cardio, like walking or stair stepper or whatever is at the gym. The one change that I am going to do until after the new year is to not diligently track my macros, or at least not putting the pressure on myself to get to my macro goals. I did not track anything over the last 2 weeks. I really just listened to my body and what I felt like I needed, and I probably did gain a couple of pounds, but for me, I'm not really worried about my weight right now. I have been on this journey for a long time, and I'm really seeing that it is a journey. Like, your weight is going to fluctuate all the time. And with Christmas coming up and all the pressure of traveling to see family and all that stuff, I decided it's not worth my mental health right now to track so diligently on my macros. Yes, if I do decide to kind of track to make sure I'm at least getting some protein in my diet, awesome. But I'm not going to really pressure myself to meet those goals. So if any of this resonates with you, put a little notebook emoji down in the comments. I hope you stick around so you can see whether or not I keep going with my 12-week year plan, and I will see you in the next video.